Andrew Tate, a beta male disguised as a cigar-smoking alpha. He's been extremely popular on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok recently, spouting some of the most ridiculous nonsense anyone could come up with.
Every single organization that's primarily run by females is just a fucking bitch fest anyway.
I guess that's what happens, though, when you get concussions for a living. But obviously, this man gets all his attention from all the men on the internet who can't get laid. If you're a fan of Andrew Tate, I'm sorry to say, but you're as dumb as his anus fish. For starters, if you pay for his MLM, or as he calls it, Hustlers University, you're giving someone $50 to tell you the most basic financial advice that you can find for free online. And since his whole shtick is being an alpha male and not bending down to other men, you are literally going against his advice. You are listening to a man online telling you what to do, and you're doing it. You're giving him money to treat you like a beta male. Doesn't that go against the whole reason you started watching him to begin with? And turning back to Hustlers University, basically the reason this was made was because this guy wanted more money. What kind of actual education entices you to get your friends to sign up for 10% of their sign-on fee? If this was actually teaching you how to make real money, it wouldn't need to have you do that, because you would actually end up making money. There would be no incentive to use that affiliate link because you'd be well off, so you wouldn't need the whopping $5 per sign-on. And oh, look at that. There's a bunch of little Andrew Tate accounts promoting Hustlers University. And I'm sure they're promoting it because it's a really good course and not because they just want the 10% commission fee because they're not actually making any money with the course. I'm sure that's why. If someone has to entice you to go spreading the word of their wonderful course for a small fee, it's probably bad. If you want to make money and not get scammed, just do some research. You'll find out a lot. Don't give the walking embodiment of what not to do in your life your hard-earned cash when you're not making any to begin with. And also, it actually is structured like an MLM, a multi-level marketing scheme. Him, the company, gets recruiters, you, if you bought into this, and then you get new members, and then they become recruiters. And the cycle repeats. And the one who benefits is him. Also, he flexes his bank account and his website, and bro, that's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of the world. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's a good amount of cash, but there's people who sell courses like this who actually make millions. This guy is a complete joke compared to that. And the crazy part is, this guy made none of his money following his own coin. He did kickboxing professionally for years. That definitely had a huge impact on his finances and his IQ, but he also made his money in a lot worse ways. If you even know the smallest amount of anything about this beta male, you know that he is an awful person. And I mean awful. Starting with the lighter stuff, he thinks women are completely inferior in every way. One of his favorite points is that women can't drive, which statistically speaking is not the truth. Men can't drive, but he ignores any scientific data in favor of his own personal opinion, which to him is facts.
And a lot of the things that you said that you've been called out on, specifically in regards to like women driving, as a matter of fact, are just generally untrue. There's no empirical evidence to back up those claims, which is why you resort to anecdotes quite frequently.
The fact that you're going on the internet, finding some study and saying that this is the truth, especially after the age of COVID and all the fucking truth we were told with that garbage, I'm saying that I am not comfortable with women driving because of my personal experience. Those are my personal experiences. You can drag up all the empirical evidence in the world you want to try and drag up. Anyone with a brain knows how that aids the world agendas anyway. I don't want to go too political on a stream that's going to get taken down.
I'm not talking about like statistical anomalies. I'm straight up talking about the overwhelming amount of evidence that suggests that women are more careful drivers than men, okay? And therefore better drivers than men. Now, you keep resorting back to your personal anecdotes. Let me walk you through this, right? Do you believe that human beings have biases?
Oh, absolutely. We're all biased.
Okay.
Completely.
Do you think that those biases might cloud your judgment?
I think every single person on earth is biased and lives within a biased
Absolutely.
reality.
That's absolutely true. Okay.
I'd also like to say that debate with Hassan went on for at least 5 minutes, and the beta male himself kept saying we need to move on because it's gotten repetitive. But he was the one full stopping the argument by ignoring literal facts. He also took off his headphones and ran away because, you know, he's a bitch.
Okay. Andrew, do you believe, well, you didn't really prove anything, but it's cool. Do you believe the earth is flat? Or do you believe the earth is spherical, round?
2 years.
Aldi has his headphones on.
Yeah, oh, he took his headphones off?
He gets very stressed sometimes, and you know.
Yeah, it's cool. It's important, you know. Sometimes you can't take the heat. Sometimes you can't take the heat, so you gotta get out of the kitchen a little bit.
His little minions even defended him like he isn't a huge coward. Andrew Tate also gladly flexes the fact that he basically grew women by becoming their boyfriends and then forced them to do cam shows so he can make all their money. This is on his website. Now, he doesn't say forced on his website, to be clear, but in my personal experience, which seems to have a lot of weight to Andrew Tate, when someone has human trafficking investigations, I doubt it was willingly. This is the same man giving dating advice and advice on how to be a man. And his dating advice seems to revolve around the fact that, in his words, he had 15 to 20 women working for him, and he thinks this helps him understand relationships, and he also said he's a pimp.
I used to run a webcam studio. I had, at one point, a lot
but probably on average about 15 to 20 women working for me, and they'd sit on the internet, talk to guys online, and take money over the internet, and then I'd give them a small percent and I'd keep the rest. So I ran a webcam studio. So I understand male-female intersexual dynamics very, very well from the pimp perspective. That's what people call me. They call me a pimp, and they call me a pimp as if it's supposed to be a negative, like I'm supposed to be offended by that.
He literally self-reported. If you listen to this man wholeheartedly, even knowing all this about him, chances are you're a fucking piece of shit. His website is also just cringe. He has this thing called the War Room on his website where he pushes a hustlers university, and it's just a fancy way of saying he can make you money, which we know just isn't true based on personal experience. He also claims you can network on the hustlers university, and I want to say, with who? The only people who are buying this are all people who are broke and trying to make money. You're just going to network with people who are dumb enough to buy this course and who are also broke. It's a net negative. He also has this section called Tales of Wudon where he basically just gives a bunch of inspirational quotes, and I say inspirational lightly. It reads more like a man having a mental breakdown, especially the part where he says he lived for 5,000 years atop the Wudon mountain in another life. He unironically said he lived another life, and he lived that life for 5,000 years. I'm in awe that all these beta males decided it was a good idea to gather around the queen beta male to learn how to be a bigger loser. He also holds insane beliefs about mental illness not being real.
Have you not experienced mental health? No.
Zero.
Okay, so how do you cope with stress and situations?
If I'm stressed or I'm frustrated, then I understand it's my time to perform. And I agree that society puts huge pressure on men. As a man, you either perform or you don't. There's no safety net like there is for females. Females can wake up and say, I don't feel like it. The men who say I can't feel like it cannot compete with the men who do not say that.
That isn't surprising, because I can imagine it's pretty hard to admit you hate your life and you're depressed when you've dug a hole so deep. It gets better, Andrew Tate. We all know you hate yourself. It's okay. I'd also like to point out that this streamer named Aiden Ross probably got a lobotomy as a kid because he thinks Andrew Tate is some kind of inspirational figure.
You're very motivational, as you know. Like you said, you conquered the internet and stuff. People really think that I'm fat and I'm lazy. And how do I get out of that fat laziness mindset? Like, what do you like? Do you have any idea like how to like conquer laziness? Like, how do you get over being lazy?
But because my brain is 10 times faster than the average human brain. Bruv, 21, you should be strong as an ox. At 21, I could split the Earth's core.
Also, kind of a beta for getting advice from another man. Just saying. Being an alpha is just doing whatever you want when you want to do it, right, Andrew Tate?
If you guys want to know what it's like to be an alpha male, I think Andrew exemplifies this more than just about anyone I know, because he just does whatever the fuck he wants. He says whatever the fuck he wants, and he gets whatever the fuck he wants. And that, in my definition, is what an alpha male is.
I like that description. I think that's pretty close to exactly, that should be absolutely every man's aspiration, shouldn't it?
I think it's so ironic that he has so many supporters that claim to be alphas when they're paying a beta male to give them advice. The advice he gives is also not even special. You can find it anywhere for free. You're paying to be told what to do. I don't even believe in the alpha beta male stuff. Just do you. But if you're gonna bring up these made up categories and put yourself in them, bro, you're a beta. And if you leave a comment defending your alpha status, thank you for proving my point. If you like the longer videos, please leave a like and a comment down below and subscribe. Let's boost the hell out of this in the algorithm. And follow me on Twitter @spatnz1, link also in the description, and have a great rest of your day.